Hey everybody, welcome back to microbeerreviews.com. We have got a beer that I have been waiting to review for weeks now. This was recommended to me by one of the guys that I trade beer with, and this is the St.Bernardus Abbey Ale ABT 12. This little bottle right here was almost $6, and it does come in a Magnum bottle, the 22-ounce bottles with the kind of cork flip top. This beer is out of Belgium. It's got the monk on the front there. Even when you're reading on the back here, it says product of Belgium, 11.2%, or excuse me, 11.2 fluid ounces. It's 10% alcohol. It talks about how the reason why this beer was brought up is because they said there's this ancient beer that was brewed by monks, and it's the most phenomenal thing you're ever going to try in terms of Abbey Ales. They call this the showpiece of the brewery, and they call it has a genuine aroma, and the beer is very smooth with a very fruity flavor. It's got a dark ivory color to it and high fermentation. The cap does have a number 12 on it. I've never had this beer before. This is, like I said, the first time I've ever even tried it. Quite a bit of head. That's nothing wrong with that. Quite a bit of, there's the fermentation that we're talking about. I'm going to slow it down here a little bit. It's a very light head, though. I can definitely say that. I'm not going to pour every bit of this in there. Left a little bit in the bottle. So that's what we're looking at. Definitely looks like an Abbey Ale. Definitely would not call this filtered. It's very, very dark. The beer itself usually rates fairly well. Now, if you look on rating scales, I do 1 to 5. A lot of people do 100. It's always in the 90s. I've read about this beer for years now. People love this beer. The one thing you read about it is it says people call this a beautiful Abbey Ale. So the head, the color, the texture, people love the fact that it's fruity. They like the fact that it has a nice aroma to it. It's got a subtly sweet aroma to it. I've read about this beer many times now, and people talk about how is it figs that are in there? Is it oranges? Is it grapefruits? They talk a lot about the different fruits that are in it. And I think what's cool about this beer is the history behind it that people like so much. They're not going to tell you what's in all this beer. You look on websites and it just basically tells you the what I call the general information, which I like. So this beer's been poured about 2 minutes. See, the head is basically dissipated. We're going to try it for the first time. Definitely has a fruity flavor to it. It's very easy to drink. It does not taste like 10% alcohol. The fruits in it definitely have got to be something that have what I would call a dark texture to it. Like the figs I've read about, the prunes maybe, I'm guessing right now, red grapes, things like that. It definitely has a touch of caramel to it, maybe some brown sugar to it. It drinks very smooth. There's definitely a lot of residue floating around. That's why I didn't pour everything in the glass, but definitely there's still some in there. It's definitely got that what I call Abbey, texture to it. Not very filtered. Definitely has a lot of stuff floating around at the bottom. It's good. It's good. It's a lot of people like to use the word balanced, and I definitely would call this a balanced beer. What's neat about this beer is when you first put it in your mouth, you can kind of feel like a fizzy on your palate, kind of the caramelization, but it comes off very fruity, very sweet, and then you kind of get the back end of the Abbey part, the wheat and the malt. It's good beer. I mean, it wasn't what I expected. I can tell you that. Most Abbey Ales are they're really wheaty to my palate. This is good. I would like to have this in a Magnum bottle and kind of sip on it all night long. 10% alcohol, that'll put you under pretty quick. But this beer, I can see why people like this beer. People like this because Abbey Ales don't have that fruitiness to it. And you can tell. You can just tell with some beers if there's a very strong, long-standing history of how they make it. And this is definitely one of those beers. So I like it. I'd buy it again. I'd probably give it about a 4 on a rating scale of 1 to 5. It wasn't what I expected. It's got a really cool label with the monk on it. I'm big into that. And that's it. Let me know what you think. I know there has got to be a ton of people out there who have tried this beer. The more when I bought it, the guy that owned the store wanted to talk about it for 10 minutes. 2 people I trade beer with wanted to talk about it for 20 minutes. So let me know what you think. Please leave us comments on our YouTube channel, our website, microbeerreviews.com. You can follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. And as always, we appreciate you watching, and we'll see you again real soon. Thanks. Cheers.